crumble down to the ground.
Hello guys, it's Alerii and welcome back to my channel. Finally, I'm going to post another video on this series because I've been really enjoying it, and yeah, so I want to share with you guys. So this video we are diving into the 1930s. When researching a decade, I usually look for the defining moments or events that took place in that decade. But when I thought of the 1930s, I kind of drew a blank because the decade was so insignificant compared to the 1920s and the 1940s, which I totally could research in like a blink of an eye. But I was thinking, okay, in the 1930s there was the Great Depression, so that was one start, and then in the what else? There was World War II beginning 1939, but that was towards the end of the decade. So when I was researching what clothes looked like, I kind of got the general gist when searching up clothes based on these type of events. So yeah, but I took it as a challenge to find out as much as I could about women's fashion, especially in these eras, because it was much harder to find it than the 1920s and if I was looking at 1940s. But I wanted to obviously look more about the working class and the lower class women's fashion, because for me the whole point of this series is to give unique and original personalities to each of the Sims I create while being as historically accurate as I can. So I'm trying to, especially this Sim, not make a Sim that just has the ideal, you know, body type or fashion of the decade, but also just be her own unique person and have her own little story. So that's just basically the whole point of this series, is to kind of represent the different types of women, especially the different types of classes that existed in these eras. So I think for 1920s I did Janet. She did represent a typical flapper, but I don't think she had the typical boyish body shape, for example. So that's kind of what I mean. But now my little rant is over. I'm going to talk a bit about how the 1930s changed fashion before I talk about my Sim. So just a kind of short summary of 1930s fashion. The waist returned to its normal position, and well, because if you look at 1920s fashion, it focused on a more boyish silhouette, so it didn't really show any features of the body. And then 1930s fashion, it kind of returned to the natural body shape, and you may see these in a lot of pictures. The hemline stayed low and natural shapes are emphasized through different sleeve types, such as puffed sleeve types. There were butterfly sleeve types, or there were these sleeves called banjo sleeves. I'll put a picture up to show you guys what it looks like. They also liked detailed necklines with ruffles, collars and ties. Also bows were trendy, and these emphasized the torso. You'll see in my Sim in a minute, well, not even in a minute, like right now as I'm creating her. For a working class girl, the 1930s was a time that she could finally access fashionable fabrics and clothes for cheap, since there were new inventions like the zip, so making clothes and garments were more easier. More women worked at this time, so a lot of clothes were made to be feminine as well as functional. So then there was the rise of the sporty casual look, where pants were becoming more acceptable for women. So I think, which outfit was it? Was it my third everyday outfit? She had these trousers called wide leg trousers, which embodied a kind of chic and casual look, which a lot of women were aspiring to be kind of chic and casual, because it was borderline high class while being, you know, fashionable and fit. So many of the more glamorous women of the time wore accessories such as gloves, silk scarves, or It's French, isn't it? For fur, yeah. So on to my sim. Finally, after a million years. Okay. Her name is Paloma Rosales. I hope I said that right. I would imagine her as a kind of, I would say, an immigrant from Mexico. But in this context, I would say Sim Mexico, if that makes sense. So every country, I would say, has Sim in front of it to make it kind of fit into the world of the Sims. So I would say she's an immigrant from Mexico, and she immigrated to America not too long ago. She's only 19, and she aspires to be an engineer, which her parents don't approve because they want her to just work and get money and possibly marry someone who will help her bring money into the house. But she really inspires to be an engineer or something with sports. She really likes sports. I think she should be good at maybe tennis or even track running. So yeah, she likes sports and, like machinery engineering. So she wants to invent something or just repair things or, all that stuff. So that's the kind of whole gist around my sim, as short as like a TDLR, so that I don't make it too long. But I really like how she turned out. I gave her in nearly every outfit a kind of symbolism of where she's from. So I know in a lot of Mexican traditional outfits, I tried to look for CC for Mexican traditional outfits, historical Mexican traditional outfits, but unfortunately I couldn't find any. So I had to try and search up like embroidery dresses, and I did find a lot of those, so I'm happy about that. But I gave her a rose in a lot of outfits because I realized that a rose is very symbolic in Mexico. A lot of women have that in their outfits, and I did research women in Mexico in the 1930s and 20s. I didn't get a lot of pictures, but I did see some roses, so I'm just going to stick with the little accessory because I find it very adorable. About the outfits now, I really loved especially her first outfit, her first everyday, her third everyday, her fourth everyday, her formal, her athletic, and her hot weather and cold weather. Because okay, I'm gonna just talk through a bit of them. So the first everyday outfit was inspired by the wide-legged trousers that I saw. I saw literally a jumpsuit that was the exact same as she was wearing, so it just gave me a whole idea to definitely put it on her because it is such an amazing garment. It's so adorable, and it really suited her because it gave that kind of sailor chic vibe, which I did research in the 1930s. They were obsessed with like sailor chic things. And also I realized in the 1930s, this kind of carries on from the 20s. They were obsessed with things that seemed exotic. So what I mean by exotic, I don't think a lot of, especially, we're talking about America here, so in America they weren't really exposed to a lot of outside cultures. Like they were of course exposed to a lot of black people, and some other cultures too, but not very often. So there were a lot of trends, and I know that there were just a lot of exotic trends. So I think people back then probably would have liked the exotic vibe that Paloma would have given off. So that's just one thing I want to note, because they were obsessed with just anything that wasn't from their region, basically. So yeah, what else? The third outfit, which was the with the wide-legged pants and the top, I really love that one because it embodies the sailor chic vibe, and it's just the whole thing I was looking for. So yeah, quickly going on to the fourth outfit of the everyday one. I really liked it because it gave kind of masculine vibes, and I think it's something that Paloma would have loved to wear all the time. Like, she does embrace her feminine and her masculine side, which is what I do love about this sim. She gives off both vibes, which I really like. I realized that my recording is running over 10 minutes, so I'm not really gonna analyze all of my other outfits, but I hope you guys did get some kind of info from this video, because I don't want it to run too long, because it'll just make it just too long and too boring, which a lot of my videos have run over often 17 minutes plus. So I'm gonna try and shorten this video. Anyway, I hope you guys like this series. I will link the playlist in the end card, and I hope you guys, as I said before, do take some information from this series away, and yeah, stay well, stay healthy, and I will see you guys next video.
But reminisce, why can't I always have you and start each day with a kiss? If I had my way, I'd look at you across a breakfast table for two, where I could thrill to your evening laughter the morning after.